The schoolgirl's mass abduction reminded us that human trafficking is sadly not as rare as we would hope. But one woman, Sister Rosemary Nyirumbe, is standing up for women. She's been designated by Time magazine as one of the world's 100 most influential people and has devoted her life's work in a remote region of Uganda to rebuilding the lives of a generation of women who have been abducted, raped, and even forced to kill by the infamous LRA rebel leader Joseph Kony. Sister Rosemary's story is captured in the new documentary, Sowing Hope.
The community has put aside Sister Rosemary loves them so much.
I think what you can do here is love and accept these girls and really work with them. The past will never be recovered, but there is a future. We can still walk in hope.
Sister Rosemary Nyirumbe is the director of the St. Monica's Tailoring School for Girls in Uganda, and she joins us here in our New York studios. Welcome to Arise America, Sister
Thank you
Nyirumbe.
so much. Thank you for having me here.
So great to see you, and congratulations and blessings to you on all the wonderful work that you do with young girls in Uganda. Of course, we wanted to talk to you because you've done a lot of work in helping girls that were, sold into human trafficking in Uganda by Joseph Kony.
Yes.
And you're very familiar with the situation that's now happening or potentially happening in Nigeria. These almost 300 girls that are missing, and of course Boko Haram has threatened to sell them on the market. Can you just give me an idea of the kind of life, if this happens to these girls, that they're facing?
You see, right now, it's a very painful situation for everybody, and I can imagine it's more painful for these young girls who are being tortured psychologically and physically. And I think what I can tell everybody is that we need to come together to fight this evil against humanity, because human trafficking is actually evil, which is taking place everywhere. Today it is in Nigeria, tomorrow it can be anywhere in the world. And what I would like to tell people is that we should never say 3 weeks from now that this problem in Nigeria is old. It is not old, it is new. When it was happening in Uganda, it took so many years. And after some time, people seem to have forgotten all about it. And the world was saying, oh, this is old news, now we cannot run it anymore. I don't think that's right. We must always consider any evil against humanity as new. Absolutely. And we must shout about it, because we've got to work hard to stop this evil. If we don't speak about it, it will happen anywhere.
You know, I'm sure it was horrific for you, like so much of the world, when we heard of these young girls being kidnapped. But then 2 days ago, the leader came out and threatened to sell these girls. How did that affect you when you heard that?
It affected me so much. It pained me. And actually, in any difficult situation, in any situation which makes me feel pain and I feel anger at the same time, I sit back and say, is there nothing else we can do? Is there nobody who can come up and say, let's enforce the Nigerian government. Let us come together. Let us make sure we fight this evil back. Because right now, these girls are feeling that they are forgotten. They feel lost. They feel like they're in a hole, in darkness. Nobody's with them. Let us make this girl feel the world cares. Let us all join hands and say, these girls, we will give you hope. We are going to struggle. We are not going to stop. We are not going to keep quiet about it.
I want to talk about your program, Sowing Hope, and the work that you've done with young girls. But before I get to that, can you just give us an assessment on how pervasive human trafficking is in that region of the world? And we do know that it happens all over the world, including the U.S., but tell us about in this area in Africa.
I mean, human trafficking is something which happens every day. It is all about violence against women, and also just looking at women like they have no value completely. And I think this is something which goes on and on. Sometimes it is unnoticed. If we don't talk about it, if we don't shout about it, it will continue. Even in Africa, it is continuing because people are not talking enough about it. There's not enough even media attention about it. And so it is the same here in the United States. There's human trafficking.
Sister, do you think that it's that? Do you think that people are not talking about it? And I want to focus particularly Uganda, which is your experience, which might have some parallels in Nigeria now with what's happening. Is it that they're not talking about it because there's apathy there, or there's shame there? What is it? What is creating the veil of silence?
You know, to tell you the truth, human beings everywhere, we are the same. Sometimes we think this is happening to few girls, one girl, one woman, it will stop. And we just forget and say it will stop, and it never stops. This is all about it. That's why I think it's very important for us to bring it to the limelight, to let people know this is not stopping. From the time we've been imagining that it's stopping, it is going on. Why are we not tackling it? Why are we not putting it in the front page and say this is the evil which is happening in Uganda, it's happening now in Nigeria, and it happened in the United States. It has been happening. There are countries receiving even these people who are being taken. They receive them. And what do they say about that? What do they say? These children, these young women who are brought, are taken in by some people. And for me, that's why I ask, I say, where are the lost girls? Why are they not in the limelight? What are we doing about them? What program do we have to restore their dignity? This is why I've been struggling to give dignity to these women, to let them know they are not lost, they are not going to be forgotten by the world.
And I was going to say, you're one of those who is doing something through your program, Sowing Hope. You brought this beautiful purse here. Tell us how this was created and why this is important in your ministry to these lost girls.
You know, for me, this is something, as soon as you talk about it, it brings a smile on my face. And I'm sure you smile too, as a woman, to say something beautiful. I want to hold it up so people can see it. Look at that. The reason why I smile is that through this small work, which is just from pop tubs, you can see, it's just collecting trash and putting together to bring some beautiful designs. These women are involved in this. This is one way of telling them your hope is not lost. Through your skills, you can have your destiny in your own hands. I'm giving them hope. They are paid for what they produce, and that's why I tell everybody who talk about this, who meet and see this, buy these purses. Even if it is pinching in your pocket, you think it's very expensive. It's actually not expensive because you are paying for the love. You are paying for the care, for the time. These girls are put together to put the trash to become beautiful. And my book is called Sowing Hope. Sowing Hope, we're using the analogy of a needle to sew broken lives together. We are sewing trash which people threw together. These young women who are considered as lost, they are considered trash, they are considered with no value, are being sewn together as they do this. This is why I tell everybody, even if you don't want to buy these purses, you say, I am a guy, I don't carry purses, please buy these purses. Because they all have stories.
Well, I congratulate you. God bless you for the work that you do with the young girls in Uganda, and we wish you continued success with that. We're all out of time, Sister, but I just want to ask you very quickly, give a word of encouragement to the families, the mothers of these missing girls who are facing this tragedy.
I want to tell these mothers of the missing girls that we as women are all with them, and the world is with them. We are going to unite ourselves to fight this evil and give these young women hope. We are all going to open our arms to embrace their suffering. We are with them. They are not alone.
Sister Rosemary Nyirumbe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Now let's take a look at the other news capturing headlines around the globe in our Arise News World Wrap.